Hey, ladies, I was walking down the street, as you do, and I saw this piece of military hardware lying on the floor. So I was like, time to be in a quirky comedy adventure movie where I get chased by the government as I attempt to clear my name for an innocent mistake. Hang on a second, I'm getting a call.
Hey, what are you doing here? This is a private frequency. Oops. Well, it doesn't matter. You'll get sent to the black site anyways. What? Just kidding. Oh. So, let me ask you, kid, you like games? Yeah. Well, have you played Metal Gear? Yeah, great. Well, have you played Metal Gear Rising? Sounds like some rubbish cash grab sequel. Listen up, my buddy Raiden had an edgelord face just to be in that game. Okay, chill. Well, are you gonna play it? Yeah, I'm on it.
Gee whiz, that joke really did feel like an awkward cut-in.
Oh my god. This game is awesome, and I'm going to tell you why. But first, let's talk about its history. In 2009, the trailer for Metal Gear Solid Rising was released, and it was going to be developed by a younger team at Kojima Productions, while Hideo Kojima's team developed Peace Walker on the PSP. The game was going to originally follow the boss in the Cobra unit from Metal Gear Solid 3, which sounds amazing and something which I wouldn't mind releasing today if it was done right. However, due to difficulties, the game was changed to a story following Raiden in between the events of MGS2 and MGS4 on a mission to save Sonny Gurkovich from the Patriots. The game was going to run on the newly created Fox engine, however the team at Kojima Productions were having development issues, so they asked for the help of upcoming development studio Platinum Games, who had recently released the fast-paced action-adventure game Bayonetta. With a new set of developers, the game blossomed into the newly renamed Metal Gear Rising Vengeance, and the story was changed to be set after the events of Metal Gear Solid 4. Anyways, it's time to talk about the story. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance story is absolutely nuts, even compared to the rest of the franchise. Set 4 years after the events of MGS4, Raiden became a mercenary for security provider Maverick Security. However, after the assassination of one of his clients by rival PMC Desperado Enforcement, Raiden goes on a mission of revengeance to stop Desperado. As the game progresses, Raiden finds out about Desperado's plan to harvest the organs of children in third world countries so they can use their brains and put them into VR training and turn them into cyborg child soldiers. The story then begins to get crazier as Raiden learns about Desperado's ties to the Senator of Colorado, Stephen Armstrong. All this chaos mixed with a planned terrorist attack by Desperado brings us to the end of the game with an epic final battle. What makes this game's story legendary is how over the top it is. Every single scene is so charming, with the absolutely insane characters and the stuff that comes out their mouths.
Oh, you're saying, give war a chance! Well, if it isn't Saucy Jack.
Memes. The DNA of the soul. Now there's a pretty meme. Exquisite.
Nanomachine, son! Like the good old days after 9/11! Making the mother of all omelets here, Jack. Can't fret over every egg!
While the game may not have as deep themes as the other games in the franchise, it still has some interesting ideas and puts them in a way that doesn't make you look at your phone waiting to get to the next bit of gameplay because someone decided to make the cutscenes go for 30 minutes longer than they should have. I'm looking at you, MGS4.
Wipe this meme from the face of the earth.
Okay, so we have finished talking about the story, so let's talk about the gameplay. Metal Gear Rising's gameplay is awesome. Everything in this game is so aggressive. Every single mechanic is designed to chuck you straight into the action at breakneck speeds, so let's break it down. Similar to other games like Bayonetta, the combat uses heavy and light attacks that can be interchanged into smooth combos, but the thing that makes this game's combat so unique is Zandatsu. Zandatsu is this game's unique gameplay mechanic that sets it apart from other games. Raiden has the ability to cut open his enemies with his sword, and if he hits a weak point, he can perform a special move where he extracts the electrolytes. Yes, I said electrolytes from his enemies. This move not only finishes off the enemy, but also recharges your health bar and Zandatsu meter. Zandatsu, as well as this game's combos and parries, make this super satisfying, but the question is, if we have all this amazing power, we need others who can match us in their ability, and this is where the bosses come in. Metal Gear Rising has many bosses that not only challenge the player, but also test them. Each boss tests a main gameplay mechanic that prepares them for the final battle. Mistral tests the player on combos and basic combat. Monsoon tests the player on parrying. Sundowner tests the player in accurate Zandatsu. And Jetstream Sam is the gatekeeper before the end of the game. The thing that makes these fights so amazing is the adaptive music. For example, during the boss against Jetstream Sam, when Sam drops his sword, the lyrics to his theme disappear. Every part of this game's combat system incentivizes aggression and keeps you on your toes at all times, and there's a reason for this. First of all, there's Raiden's speed. You can run it straight forward towards the enemies extremely fast, and when he sprints, he automatically deflects incoming bullets. Even with Raiden's defensive options such as his parry and dodge are tied to the attack button. One downside of the gameplay that is quite unfortunate is the camera, as it is always tied to Raiden even when you lock onto the enemy, making some of the more jumpy bosses very annoying as you have to slowly move the camera to the enemy. Also, this game has stealth. For some reason, I'm not going to explain it, because you've already experienced it. As well as this game's main story, Metal Gear Rising has 2 DLCs that take place before the events of the main game. The first DLC I will talk about is Jetstream Sam's DLC, which goes over his backstory and why he joined Desperado. Due to Sam's lack of cybernetic enhancements, he is unable to heavy attack, however he is able to do a charge attack. As well as this, Jetstream Sam can also double jump, which makes his gameplay feel more aerial, like Devil May Cry, and this makes it very fun. The second DLC is about Blade Wolf on his mission to leave Desperado after becoming sentient. Blade Wolf's gameplay is quite clunky, as his moves are very slow, which makes his combos feel slow and unresponsive, and while this change was made to incentivize stealth, it just doesn't work, as this game's stealth, as previously mentioned, is absolutely awful and completely pointless. As well as this, the first half of the DLC involves telling you basic gameplay mechanics that you should already know because you have played the game, and jumping on floating platforms in a VR simulation. This DLC does have some good parts however, such as the exclusive boss fight, which has amazing music, but is unfortunately ruined by its poor use of adaptive music that feels out of place with the rest of the game. However, even if these DLCs aren't perfect, they are free, and they add about 2 hours of new content to the game. Overall, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is a perfect spin-off that offers lots of unique gameplay mechanics while still feeling faithful to the franchise it is based off. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe and turn on my notifications on my YouTube channel. Anyways, I hope you have enjoyed my video and goodbye.